Hello again and welcome back to our course on PSE 15. This is the first of several sections on fixing, retouching and enhancing images in PSE 15. And the knowledge you should now have on the use of layers, on selection and so on should mean that you have a very firm foundation for the use of the new tools and techniques that I'm going to show you. But there's a couple of things I want to point out in this section that are very important. Now, you should remember that earlier on in the course we produced this wonderful framed picture of a steam car, and I didn't explain to you too much at the time what PSE was doing while we were basically driving it to produce this wonderful artifact. But it was using layers, and what I'm going to do now is to just show the layers panel. And it's important to realize that whether you're using guided edit, expert editing, or in some cases a combination of options, that very often the way that you go about fixing an image or enhancing it is to build that up in a set of layers. Bear that in mind when you're working out the best way to achieve a particular result. On the coming sections of the course, we are going to be using expert editing mode, but we're also going to be using guided edits in places as well. And in fact, in expert edit mode, there are really two different approaches that we're going to be following at different times. One approach is to use the tools from the toolbox on the left. By the end of the course, we will have used most of the tools in the toolbox, but also, and particularly on the Enhance menu in expert editing, there are a number of options there, many of them being auto options, but some of them leading to dialogues with sometimes quite complex and flexible controls. These options on the Enhance menu can very often be used to achieve the results that we're trying to achieve. And another important point to bear in mind is that although in each situation I may choose one way of going about fixing a particular problem or achieving a particular effect, there will usually be alternatives. So if we're looking at using a tool from the toolbox, you may want to seek out the alternative guided edit, try that out, or indeed look to see if there's a menu option with a high level of automation that you can try. So don't be constrained by the approach that I use in each case. Look around for other alternatives. There is a lot of information in the Photoshop Elements PDF, and don't forget those videos on the Adobe website either. And the other tip to give you before we launch ourselves into all of these various types of fix, correction, etc., is that generally speaking it's best to zoom in as far as you practically can when you're dealing with particularly fixing small problems. The closer you get, generally speaking, the better the results are that you're going to achieve. That's it for this section. I'll see you in the next one.